What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and man, this news. Come on, man. This news right here. Look, you guys know me. I'm a big Superman guy, man. Superman, to me, is the #1 superhero in the entire world. I don't care what Batman fans say. Superman is the best hero. The symbol, the S on the chest symbol is iconic. You know what I'm saying? It's an iconic symbol known across the world, okay? So, to me, Superman is the #1 hero, and he's the one that DC has figured out how to bungle the most. They haven't done a good job with him. Do a great job with Batman. I'm not going to take anything away from the job that they've done with Batman. They make Batman a bigger hero. But Superman, to me, if you go back to the comics, if you go back to the cartoons and all the series and the shows and the original films with Christopher Reeve, Superman is the #1 hero, in my opinion. And DC has absolutely dropped the ball. But maybe, just maybe, there's light on the horizon. So YouTube scooper Grace Randolph believes Henry Cavill will be back as Superman in Black Adam. And the thing about Henry Cavill is, like, the guy practically looks like Superman just walked off the page, all right? Walked right out of the pages of the comics and into real life. So this guy fits the bill 100%. Why they've been dragging their feet on getting him a proper Man of Steel sequel, have no idea, okay? It's one of the biggest problems that I've had with DC over the past 10 plus years. Nevertheless, and here we are, we're sitting on top of a possible Henry Cavill return as Superman. Let's go ahead and read this. This is on Bounding in the Comics. Changes are happening at a rapid clip with DC Films, from the canceling of Batgirl to the further delays of big blockbusters Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Ben Affleck is also reprising Batman for more than one small role, so no send-off for him just yet. But a bigger story has been breaking since last month. That is the return of Henry Cavill to the Cape of Superman, which supposedly is happening in a Black Adam cameo. Still a rumor. This report began as a scoop by Geekosity and the YouTuber Sil Abdul, and still requires people to keep their fingers crossed. Yeah, you can't just take these things, oh yeah, that's gonna happen, all right, let's go. Nah, you gotta slow down. You gotta make sure that the information is true and valid. We haven't heard anything from Henry Cavill. We really haven't heard much from Warner Brothers. We've heard a lot of rumors saying, well, they've asked him, he said no, but at the same time, it just makes sense when you go back to David Zaslav's original comments. Let's go back a few months. And you guys remember this one because I covered it. New Warner Brother bosses believe Superman's movie potential has been wasted. CEO David Zaslav believes DC has dropped the ball with Superman and needs to make the character more prominent moving forward. And this was the quote from that report from Variety. He believes that several top shelf characters such as Superman have been left to languish and need to be revitalized. So that was David Zaslav right around the time that he took over as CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery. So you already know that this guy is very, very interested in bringing the character back to the screen. And who better? Again, look at him. He looked like he just walked off of a comic book page. Like, oh, hey, I'm Superman. What's up, everybody? How's it going? He just walks right out of the page looking like Superman. The suit looks great. Get him out there. That's what I've been saying since, I don't know, 2014? Hey, where's the next sequel? We need to get this thing cranking. That said, more stalwart scoopers of the rumor are still vouching for the story. And it says the latest is Grace Randolph, host of Beyond the Trailer, who tweeted this past week that Black Adam himself, Dwayne Johnson, might have actually pulled it off. And here's the tweet right here from Grace Randolph. Seems The Rock might have actually pulled it off. We'll know for sure soon enough. If so, he really would be quite powerful with WB execs. Yeah, I think The Rock has a lot of sway. Dwayne Johnson, he's the biggest star in Hollywood. People flock to his shows. So everything that he does, he's got a lot of pull. He's got a lot of power. And she actually goes on to say right here, by the way, it wouldn't be a huge scene. It would be more of a tease for the sequel, so manage those expectations. Still, big deal for the movie and The Rock. We also got some additional information from smallscreen.co.uk. Henry Cavill's Superman reportedly in the Flash movie. All right. Now, if this guy is showing up in the Flash movie, come on, he's back. He's back. And it says here that this report also comes from YouTuber Sil Abdul, Geekosity. According to Sil, the Flash movie has been undergoing pretty big reshoots, and he's claiming that one of the things they're doing in these reshoots is adding Cavill as the Man of Steel in the movie. This would end up being pretty huge news if it turns out to be true. And again, it's all rumors, but it makes sense when you combine that information with what we're hearing about Black Adam, with what David Zaslav said way back in April. It only makes sense. They got on the phone with this guy and they made him some kind of an offer he couldn't refuse. And they probably said, hey, let's just play it coy. Let's do the whole, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield deal, what they did with Spider-Man No Way Home. It's like, hey, man, let's just play it coy, play it cool. We're not going to say anything about it. We'll just announce it and it'll be the buzz of the movie industry right around a time where nothing's really coming out, right? Like in a couple of weeks, Black Adam will be here and nothing's really out right now. So if they make that move at that time, man, you best believe that's going to be a huge splash and everybody's going to be buzzing about it. Like the Bounding Into Comics writer says, it's nothing new to our readers, but Henry Cavill's suspected cameo is a 180 for the studio, which outlets including Abdul and Geekosity saw coming with Discovery's regime taking charge of the Warner lot. It was so important that people that understand what they're missing when they don't have Superman in the film universe, okay? If you're gonna make movies, you got to put your big dogs up front, okay? You got to put your big dogs up front. And not none of this blackwash Superman with Michael B. Jordan, whatever he was doing with Ta-Nehisi Coates. Nobody wanted that, okay? We want the legitimate, real deal Superman that we all grew up with. If you want to make black characters, if you want to make superhero shows with black stars, that's fine. Go ahead and unearth all of the black heroes that nobody's ever heard of. Not only does that do honor to the creators, but it does honor to the actors who get to now step into a role and make it their own, not having to follow in the footsteps of all of these other people, right? But they actually get to step in, create the character, make it its own identity. That's how you do it right, okay? Goes on to say in the article, all year, the trades and Randolph were saying the Snyderverse would be erased, and Warner was using the Flash to do it, dumping Cavill and Affleck in the process. Well, plans have changed now, and this new way forward that reintegrates the decades-old elements and players of Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice seems to confirm the invariable belief Dwayne Johnson, a desirous of a shared universe, likes the DCEU and aims to keep it. Please do. I think that a lot of folks, especially the DC fans, again, S on my chest, man, I love the DCEU, the way that they had things set up. I didn't think it was perfect, obviously, but I thought they did a lot of things right. I think they got the characterizations pretty solid. You just got to get some better storytellers, but you have the characters in place. You have the actors in place. I think everything was fine. Just go ahead and move forward with some really solid directors and storytellers. Nothing was wrong with the casting, okay? I thought that maybe Jesse Eisenberg, let's try to find maybe a different way to present him as a Lex Luthor type character. But nevertheless, I think that they still had it right. And they just had to keep going forward with it. And unfortunately, because of the box office results, some of the shaky storytelling, that thing fell apart. But now, hey, it looks like we're back. I'm excited, man. I can't wait to see if this thing goes forward in Black Adam. Everybody's been saying that Black Adam is headed for a box office disaster based on early tracking. But what if they suddenly, hey, by the way, Superman has entered the building, okay? What does that do? Does that change the calculus? Maybe, maybe not. But folks, what do you think about this situation? Henry Cavill coming back like Return of the Jedi. Boy, I am excited to see this. Go ahead, leave your thoughts and your opinions in the comments below. And thanks for watching. See you next time.